Hey students, it's Miss Bank. I just wanted to record this screencast to show you a little bit about how to do the quadratic equations web quest. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I wanted to show you where to find it in case you hadn't been able to yet. So if you go to my teacher website and then you click on class materials right here, and I'll bring you to this page. If you scroll down right here, you'll find Quadratic Equations Web Quest. So go ahead and click on the link. It'll open up in a new page, and then this is the start of the web quest. So there's an introduction page. It's just talking a little bit about kind of why quadratic equations are important and what kind of things we can find out from them. So go ahead and read through this. It'll give you a little bit of a background and just kind of hopefully pique your interest a little bit in the idea, in the topic. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be for my Algebra 1 class. Okay, so next thing you're going to do after reading through this page is go over here and click on the Task tab. So you'll click on Task, and then you're going to read through these steps. So first, what you're going to do is discover what quadratic equations are and what makes them different from other functions and graphs we've studied previously. You'll use resources that I provide on this web quest. Then you're going to use the resources to learn about different ways that they can be solved and strategies in specific online activities. Third, you're going to be using websites provided to learn about real-world quadratic problems and how to solve them. And then your fourth task is to create 2 of your own real-world problems that involve quadratic functions. So you're going to write out these problems and write out your solutions showing all the work involved, and you're going to turn that into me. And then I'm going to compile all of the students' questions, or at least one from each student, and you'll have a homework sheet to complete that will be made up of your own and your peers' problems. Okay, so again, for an Algebra 1 class, and thing is, the prerequisite for this web quest would be students must have a basic understanding of linear functions, which you all should, and basic arithmetic skills, which you all have as well. And then students also have to know how to use a computer and navigate websites, but this screencast should help you along with that if you're not quite as good with computers. Okay, so after reading the task page, I'm going to click Process over here on the sidebar. And you're just going to follow through. It's going to walk you through all the steps you need to do. So it says first, follow the link to a website right here underlined and read about quadratic equations. So I'm just going to open this in a new tab and go up here. Okay, so this is a website called Math is Fun, and it just tells you kind of all about quadratic equations and what makes a function a quadratic function and just different important things that you should know, like standard form, and a variety of different things. So read through this pretty thoroughly and make sure you understand all of it. And if you don't, maybe try reading through it again, or you can come and ask me any questions you may have. And then at the bottom, if you want, I'm not requiring it, but they do have some helpful practice questions. So I'd say start with these first 10. You don't have to do all of them. You don't have to do any of them if you don't want, but I think they're good practice and can just help you get the concept a little better. Okay, so after reading through these and potentially doing some of the practice problems, what you're going to do is you're going to watch these 2 videos. They're both pretty short. They're just little catchy ways to remember this thing called the quadratic formula, which is going to be really important in the rest of your math classes in math future. So yeah, just watch them. You just click the play button right here and then it'll start playing. And this one I think you guys should like. It's the Cup song, but with words related to the quadratic formula. So I'm sure that one will be a hit. Okay, so after you do all that, then what you're going to do, you're going to click on this link right here. I'm going to open the link. And I created this little quiz for you guys. So you're just going to put in your name. You have to put in your name. So I'm just going to pretend I'm student John Doe. I'm going to click continue. What you're going to do is you're going to go through and you're going to read the question and hopefully you'll know from what you learned in the website before and the little videos how to answer this question. Say I think that the answer is, for standard form, is x squared plus x equals 0. So then I'll click that, continue, and oh no, I find out that was wrong. So what you're going to do then is you're going to go back and you're going to review and you're going to find the answer. So then when you hit continue, hopefully you'll be able to answer it right then. And it's going to go through that for 4 questions, I believe. So just go through and complete that, and then at the end you'll submit that to me and you'll get points for completing that, because I know once you get to the point of submitting it, you have to get all the answers right in order to complete it at one point at least, not necessarily on the first try. Okay, so after you do that, then what you're going to do is go down to this 3rd step, and you're going to watch these videos. They're really great. They're from a resource called Khan Academy, if you haven't heard of it before. It's phenomenal. It's a free resource that explains so many different topics like math, science, all these different things, and it'll have practice problems for you, and it'll also explain a lot of different topics. So I highly recommend looking at that if you haven't already. But anyway, for this web quest, you're going to watch these ones that I've pre-selected. So what you're going to do is you're just going to click on the play button right here, watch it, and it's going to show you some examples of using the quadratic formula in an actual equation to solve for the x value. And then in this one, it's going to be an application problem. So this is going to be kind of like the problems that you're going to create for your homework. So you're going to have, you'll have a real world situation like this, but this is just an example so you can kind of see how they're going to be solved and what kind of problems you should create. Okay, so next step is you're going to click on this link again to Khan Academy, these two, and you're going to practice what you just learned about from the videos. So those are the videos, and now here are some practice activities. So you're going to go ahead and open this link, and it will take you right to some quadratic formula questions. So if you want, you can go ahead and work them out on paper, or work them out on paper, and then you'll turn that into me too, actually. But if you want, you can also do this thing called Show Scratchpad, and you can write your work right there or whatever. Just say you're trying to do a 3. So yeah, write out your work and your answers to these problems when you get them right, and then hand that in to me along with your other problems. Okay, so after you complete that, once you get these 5 correct in a row, then I'm going to go back to this web quest. We're going to do the second link. Here it's going to be kind of similar things, except you're going to have to find out the important parts of a word problem. And this is going to help you to create your own, because you're going to realize the key features in a quadratic real-world problem. So again, do this and write out your answers for me, and then once you get 3 correct in a row, then you can close out and go back to the web quest. And lastly, I'm gonna open this tab. Okay, so this is going back to that website, Math is Fun, but it's a different page. It's explaining more about real-world applications of quadratic equations. So you're going to go through and you're going to read about this and make sure you really understand it. And if you don't, again, come talk to me or try reading it over again. So you're going to go through here. It's going to show you all about solving and understanding real-world quadratic math problems. Then once you get to the bottom here, again, there's going to be, sorry, kind of a long page. If you get it after the first few, You don't have to read all of them, but it might be helpful giving you ideas for creating your own problem because there's a lot of different types of problems. So you could at least look at the topic, and if you see one like, oh, maybe that's a good idea, then you could read through the whole thing. Yeah, so once you do that, you're going to close out, or you could leave it open, and you're going to use these examples to base 2 of your own real-world problems off of. Again, I said base them off of, not copy them completely. You need to do your own work and come up with your own problem, and don't just take the problems they have there and change the numbers, because I'll know if you do that. But try and just, if you want to base it off a problem there, just make it a little different. Try and find a different thing that it's asking for or something like that. If you need some help, again, come talk to me and I can help you try and figure out where to go if you're stuck. So you're going to write out your problems on a piece of paper and solve your own problem, showing all of your work. Again, showing all of your work. It's very important because I want to make sure you really understand the process. Then you're going to turn this in 2 days from today, and you're going to complete the worksheet that I'm going to compile with the problems you and your classmates created, and you're going to be expected to show all your work on your worksheet too, and you turn that in 1 week from today, or 1 week from the day that the web quest is complete. So when I'm saying today, means the day that I set for the web quest to be done. So if you have any other questions, feel free to talk to me or email me or anything. And then one last thing. Next, you're going to go up and click the evaluation. And here, if you can't see it, click this little shield up in the right or left hand corner of your address bar. But you're going to go here, and it's going to show you the rubric I've created for this project. So make sure to take a look at this and really base your problems off of what it says is in this excellent category, because I really want you all to get good grades on this assignment. So look that over and make sure you know exactly what I'm looking for, and then complete your assignment. Lastly, you're going to go to this conclusion page, which I'm on right now, and it's just saying congratulations, good job, you completed the web quest, and then it reminds you right here, don't forget to turn in your 2 problems showing all your work, and then complete the worksheet. So the 2 problems are due 2 days from finishing the web quest, and the worksheet complete is due 1 week from the day that I set for finishing the web quest. And if you have any questions, just ask me, and good luck.